This is KI0AR. Does anyone need to use the repeater before I begin this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net? Please go ahead now. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or priority traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu on Wednesdays to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. It counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins in several ways. I'll take them via NetLogger. If you have NetLogger, I'll see your call sign pop up in the AIM window, and I'll get you logged in right away. Or you can wait until I call for check-ins over the air. Or you may send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and let me know your first name, your location, and if you have a call sign, I'll get you on the list that way as well. Also, we are on YouTube tonight on the Colorado Astronomy Net. So if you have YouTube and you want to check in that way, I will try to keep an eye out for the chats and get you in that way as well. I'm going to let this thing reset, and then I'll start taking, let's see, I got a couple of check-ins via NetLogger. We got Ken, NV7SS, thanks for checking in tonight, and Rip, K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. I'll go ahead and begin taking check-ins over the air in just a sec. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and begin taking check-ins. Anyone wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
This is Juliet 5, Foxtrot, Oscar, X-ray, KJ5, FOX.
Oh, great. Let's pause there. I barely heard. I think it was a Victor Echo something and ending in Alpha Charlie. Station ending in Alpha Charlie. Could barely read you, and I think you may have checked in and out. I'm not sure. But the signal was very low. If you could come back, I'm going to turn my volume up and see if I can catch you this time. Station ending in Alpha Charlie, please come back again with your full call, phonetically twice, please.
Yeah, that's Victor Echo Alpha Charlie Echo. Victor Echo Alpha Charlie Echo.
Okay, Victor Echo 3, Alpha Charlie Echo. I got you, Terry. This is KI0AR. Let's see. Roy, KI7 PKL, thanks for checking in tonight. Graham, MM1DEA, thanks for checking in tonight. Chad, KJ5FOX, thanks for checking in tonight. And Dave, AF0AS, thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
November Tango 9 Alpha. November Tango 9 Alpha. Patrick in Madison, Wisconsin. Evening, Bernard. Alpha Echo Zero. Zulu Echo. Standing by.
Okay, good evening to Patrick, NT9A. Thanks for checking in tonight. Alpha Echo Zero, Zulu Echo. Alan, let's see. Is that a new call that you've got, or are you a new check-in for this evening? Go ahead.
Want to got my license? And that's Alpha Echo Zero. Zulu Echo.
All right, Alan, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. That's a new call on the list. I always like to touch base with my new calls and find out a little bit about your background interest in astronomy, what have you. Name here is Bernus, that's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Been doing the Astronomy Net for 29 years and been on the Echo Link for a little bit, over 2.5. But always like to let you know what's going on. I'm taking check-ins, got some announcements, got some local astronomical news, got some bulletins and a rocket report this evening. Then after that, I like to go down the list and touch base with all the check-ins and question and answer period, also observation reports, things like that from the group. But first off, I like to touch base with the new calls and find out what's your interest, background in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades or somewhere in between there, Alan. Go ahead, AE0ZE, tell us a little bit about your interest, background in astronomy. Go ahead.
I really don't have any background in astronomy. Sorry. I've been tooling around on the dial trying to see who's out there. I've only been in a hobby about 6 months now, and I'm just learning stuff Radio Club, and I also bring what is that, the 289 ham. Well, I do learn a lot. I just like to.
All right, Alan, welcome. You may want to check out the skyhublink.com, skyhublink.com. That's what we're on tonight. There's a whole bunch of repeaters that's open to everybody as well. Got several nets that you might be interested in as well. Check out that website. And if you're out closer to Parker, or we're going through the Squaw Mountain, or was it Mount Mesta right now? Repeater, at least that's what I'm on tonight. They got a ton of repeaters in and around the Denver area, and actually around the U.S. We branched out to Tennessee, and I think we got one up in Washington and Kansas City. So. All kinds of connections that will keep you well informed, and a whole bunch of people on there if you want to talk all over the U.S. as well. Or we have Canadian check-in tonight, as well as Graham from Scotland, so you can easily talk to people around the world through the Skyhub Link system. So check that out. And again, welcome to the net, welcome to the ham bands as well. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and take check-ins a little bit later on. But right now I'm going to get into announcements. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign and you'll find a whole bunch of links. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out in Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high-power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full-scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. Or they're welcome to visit the website at www.iaas.org for more information, or visit us on Facebook under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies.
Roger. Actually, I'm in Littleton, and one of the members was out in Strasbourg, where he actually does astronomy and the telescope there, and they travel the satellites. That would be Jim. Is his name? That's cool fine. But every once in a while, we do go out to his property there, and he's got a bunch of students that he's teaching astronomy to, so it's something I'm getting into. This is Alpha Echo Zero, Zulu Echo.
You bet, Alan. Yeah, I've been a mentor with Jim since 1989 with his IAAS group out there. So you may have seen me out there a couple of times. I was out there for not the antenna raising, but the antenna setting of that big pylon in the ground. So we may have met already, but yeah, I've been doing that for a while. Let me continue on with the announcements. Also, that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. So if you have Facebook, be sure to hop on there and like us both. I am in the process also of figuring out how to set up another web page for the Colorado Astronomy Net. It will be coastronomy.net. It's not active right now, but I need to get it set up, and I'm going to roll some of the stuff over to that site. But I've been recovering for the last couple of weeks, and I'll try to get that started sometime by the end of the month. So stay tuned for that. On Mondays and Wednesdays, if you're interested in flight simulations, you may want to check out Jack, KE0VH's YouTube channel. It's Captain Jack Flight Sim, CAPNJACKFLTSIM for more information. He runs those on Mondays and Wednesdays from 6:30 until he lands. It could be anywhere from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, but a whole bunch of people get on there and watch him fly. But he has been busy most of June, and I think he's still busy with work, so he may not be doing that this week. But check it out. Check out some of his previous flights for sure there. That's all I have for announcements. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are any more check-ins, and I'll get into the local astronomical news for this first day of July. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Whiskey 6, Romeo, Delta Zulu. Whiskey 6, Romeo, Delta Zulu.
And good evening to you at W6RDZ. Thanks for checking in tonight. Are you going to be able to do the rocket report tonight, or do I need to do that? Go ahead. W6RDZ, this is KI0AR. Will you be able to do the rocket report tonight, Ed, or will I? Go ahead.
I will not be able to do it. I will not be able to do it. You will have to be able to. You'll have to do it tonight.
All right, Ed, no worries. I got it all set up to do that. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and get into the local astronomical news for this first day of July. It's actually for the month. I'm still in the process of constructing the newsletter, but I got the meat of it down for right now. So it's going to be a little bit late. It won't be put out tonight, but hopefully I'll get through it, get it all published and emailed and published on the web tomorrow or Thursday for sure. All right, start off as usual with the phases of the moon. We've got our first quarter moon coming up on the 2nd, that's tomorrow. Full moon on the 10th, last quarter moon on the 17th, and a new moon coming up on the 24th. The moon will be at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month. On the 4th, it will be 251,423 miles from Earth. The moon will be at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month. On the 20th, it will be 228,690 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for July. Summer nights offer lots of interesting sights this month. Mercury and Mars are on show in the evening twilight. Both Uranus and Neptune stand near brighter beacons. Neptune and Saturn are 2 moon widths apart all month. While the morning sky hosts Venus and Uranus together in Taurus. Saturn also shows off 2 Titan shadow transits visible through small telescopes. Jupiter returns late in the month as Pluto reaches opposition. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, July 2025, page 28. On with the planets. Mercury will be at greatest eastern elongation, or about 26 degrees east to the sun. That means it's actually about as high as it's going to get to the west in the evening. The greatest eastern elongation occurs on the 4th. Mercury will be stationary on the 17th. Mercury will be at inferior conjunction on the 31st. That means it is between us and the sun on that particular day. Mercury sets at 10:03 p.m. on the 1st and about 7:42 p.m. by month's end. Mercury is visible about 30 minutes after sunset just above the western horizon during the first 2 weeks of the month. Mercury is in the constellation of Cancer, shining at magnitude 0.4 on the 1st. Quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as the magnitude increases, an object decreases in apparent brightness by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see is about 6th magnitude. Any magnitudes greater than that, you will definitely need binoculars or a telescope to see. Any magnitudes less than 6, you can see with the naked eye. But, as always, definitely put a telescope or binoculars on those objects as well. You definitely bring out some details with that. All right, continuing on with Venus is rising about 2:59 a.m. on the 1st and about 3:04 a.m. by month's end. Look for Venus to the east about an hour before sunrise. Venus moves from the constellation of Taurus into Gemini, shining at magnitude -4.1 on the 15th. The Earth will be at aphelion, its farthest point away from the sun this month. On the 3rd, it will be 94.5 million miles from the sun at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then we got Mars setting at 11:34 p.m. on the 1st, about 10:15 p.m. by month's end. Look for Mars to the southwest in the evening. Mars moves from the constellation of Leo into Virgo, shining at magnitude 1.5. On to Jupiter. Jupiter is rising about 5:16 a.m. on the 1st and about 3:46 a.m. by month's end. Look for Jupiter to the east about an hour before sunrise. Jupiter is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude -1.9. And we got Saturn will be stationary on the 14th. That means that Saturn does not appear to move forward nor backward relative to the background stars on that day. Saturn rises at 12:33 a.m. on the 1st and about 10:28 a.m. by month's end. Look for Saturn low to the south before sunrise. Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 0.9. And we got Uranus rising about 2:59 a.m. on the 1st and about 1:01 a.m. by month's end. Look for Uranus to the southeast before sunrise. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.8. Okay, now listen up to these rise times for Neptune. Very, very close to Saturn. Neptune will be stationary on the 5th. Neptune rises at 12:30 a.m. on the 1st and about 10:24 p.m. by month's end. So just a few minutes ahead of Saturn this month and almost due north, or about 12 o'clock position, about 2 moon widths above it. You'll find Neptune. So if you can find Saturn, just kind of move your binoculars up a little way, or telescope up a little ways, and you should be able to spot Neptune. It'll look like kind of a bluish green dot. Look for Neptune to the south before sunrise, leading Saturn by just a couple of minutes all month. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.7. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, we have Ceres rising about 1:39 a.m. on the 1st and about 11:51 p.m. by month's end. Ceres can be spotted low to the south before sunrise. Ceres is in the constellation of Cetus, shining at magnitude 8.9. And we got Pluto. Pluto will be at opposition on the 25th, rising as the sun sets. Pluto rises at 10:01 p.m. on the 1st and about 7:57 p.m. by month's end. Actually, Pluto is about at its best for the month or for the year. Most of the time when planets are at opposition, they're getting the full dose of sunshine, so they're usually at their best at that time, and Pluto's no exception. Pluto can be spotted before sunrise to the south-southwest. Actually, it's best to look for Pluto around midnight or a little bit earlier, earlier in the morning, 1, 2 a.m. when it's to the south. That's when it'll be highest in the sky. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.1. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. And what I mean by that is I have an 8-inch telescope at home. The best that it can do is 12th magnitude under optimum conditions. I pushed it to 11 and a half. So I would not be able to see Pluto with my particular telescope. You probably need at least a 12 to 15-inch telescope to spot Pluto. And lots and lots of patience. Meteor showers. We have the southern Delta Aquarids. This meteor shower has a duration of July 14th through August 18th. Maximum hourly rates of 15 to 20 occur on July 28th, 29th. Then we got the northern Delta Aquarids, extends from July 16th to September 10th. Maximum occurs on August 13th. The hourly rates reach a high of 10. We still have some lingering meteor showers from June that are up there, so you might be able to see some of those meteors streaking through the skies on any dark night. But get out there quick because the moon will definitely interfere after full moon in the early morning hours. There is no significant comet activity this month. There may be some up there, but nothing that's reared there. The head of a comet this month. They're much too dim or way too sparse this month. And that's it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are any more check-ins, and then we'll get into the bulletins for this evening. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Kilo Golf 5, Tango, November Foxtrot. Kilo Papa 5, Tango, November.
Okay, let me make sure I got that call sign correctly. Kilo Golf 5 Tango November Foxtrot. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay, Johnny, we got you on the list. KG5 TNF. Thanks for checking in tonight. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Got some interesting bulletins for you this evening. Let me see if I can find those. For those of you who are interested in ISS passes, you may want to check out this particular website. www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. I've pulled that up on YouTube for those of you who are out there looking at that. There's visible areas right now over the Denver area. You may want to put in your home coordinates and log in there. And then what I like about this website is you can click on a particular ISS pass and see that it passes over your particular area. Right now, I pulled up one for July 5th over the Denver area. Fairly decent pass. Definitely a 6. Let me go back. Let's see. It's almost a 7-minute pass. Just that's a 6.5-minute pass. A definitely decent pass. Most of the passes over the Denver area are skimming the northern horizon. Actually, the one on July 6th is much better. That's nearly an overhead pass. The ISS travels at, the ISS is kind of wobbling back and forth between early morning hours and late evening hours. This one starts at 10:33 p.m. From the southwest, traveling to the northeast, peaking about 82 degrees above the northwest horizon. A 6-minute and 40-second pass, showing this on YouTube, and you can see it cross from horizon to horizon. And you can, what I like about this site is you can print out a nice 8.5 by 11 image of the star chart and the pass and get its location for that. So check that out. The website, www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. And like I said, put in your home coordinates. Sign up, put in your home coordinates, and you can get some decent images and passes of ISS passes over your area. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I think we got enough time for a couple of bulletins for this evening, along with the rocket report. Found this particular one on space.com, and it was rather interesting. Astronomers discover a galaxy frozen in time for billions of years. Fossil galaxies are like the dinosaurs of the universe. We have discovered a galaxy that has been perfectly preserved for billions of years, a true archaeological find that tells us how the first galaxies were born and helps us understand how the universe has evolved to this day. Astronomers have discovered a distant galaxy that is a cosmic fossil, which has remained frozen in time for billions of years. Just as dinosaur fossils here on Earth are used to probe the evolution of life, this cosmic fossil in the form of the galaxy KIDS J0842-0059 could be used to understand cosmic evolution. Oh, sorry about that. Let's see. A cosmic fossil is a galaxy that has managed to maintain unchanged by collisions and interactions with other galaxies. That means they can act as pristine time capsules to help astronomers study earlier galaxies. Recent research conducted using data from the Large Binocular Telescope, or LBT, has revealed that this galaxy has remained unchanged for around 7 billion years. We have discovered a galaxy that has been perfectly preserved for billions of years, a true archaeological find that tells us how the first galaxies were born and helps us understand how the universe has evolved to this day. Team co-leader and National Institute for Astrophysics, or INAF, researcher Crescenzo Dove said in a statement, "Fossil galaxies are like the dinosaurs of the universe. Studying them allows us to understand in which environmental conditions they formed and how most massive galaxies we see today evolved." The kids are all right. Kids J0842 plus 0059, located 3 billion light years away from Earth, was discovered in 2018 by the kids or kilo degree survey. Images of the galaxy provided by the Very Large Survey Telescope, or VST, allowed astronomers to measure the size and mass of KIDS J0842 plus 0059. These measurements were perfected by the Very Large Telescope, or VLT, and its X-shooter instrument. This revealed that KIDS J0842 plus 0059 has a stellar mass of around 100 billion times that of the Sun, but is more compact than similar mass galaxies. It was also discovered that KIDS J0842 plus 0059 has lacked star formation for much of its life. All this hinted toward it being a fossil galaxy. To remove uncertainties around the characteristics of KIDS J0842 plus 0059, particularly its size and structure, this team set about using the Adaptive Objects System of the LBT to get sharper images of this relic galaxy. This resulted in images with 10 times the detail of the KIDS provided images. Data from the LBT have allowed us to confirm that KIDS J0842 plus 0059 is indeed compact and therefore a true galaxy relic with a shape similar to NGC 1277 and the compact galaxies we observe in the early stages of the universe. Team member Chiara Spiniello, a researcher at the University of Oxford, said, "This is the first time we have been able to do this with such high-resolution data for a galaxy relic so far away." NGC 1277 is another example of a rare stunted galactic fossil, which is located in the Perseus cluster around 240 million light years away, meaning it is much closer to home than KIDS J0842 plus 0059. The fact that there are galaxies like NGC 1277 and KIDS J0842 plus 0059 out there indicates some galaxies can form rapidly, stay compact, and remain dormant for billions of years by dodging collisions with other galaxies. Studying these cosmic fossils helps us reconstruct the formation history of the nuclei of today's massive galaxies, which, unlike relic galaxies, have undergone fusion processes, accreting matter right around those first compact galaxies from which they originated. Tortora said, "With cutting-edge technologies such as adaptive objects and the support of telescopes such as the LBT, we can improve our understanding of this type of galaxies. In the near future, we will take a step forward aiming to search for, confirm, and study new relic galaxies through the unique quality and high-resolution data of the Euclid Space Telescope." The team's research was published in the monthly notices of the Royal Astronomical Society. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR, Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, last week we talked about another nova, a nova that was recently discovered. Not T Corona Borealis, but another one. But now we've got another one we're looking at. Another nova, a second new star is now visible in Vela. And now there are 2 nova visible in the sky. This is from Earth Sky, dated July 1st. Earlier this month, we reported a new star or nova visible to the eye in the constellation Lupus. But in an incredibly rare turn of events, southern observers can now see 2 nova with the unaided eye at once. The second new star or nova in the constellation Vela is called V572 Velorum. It's visible to the unaided eye from Earth's southern hemisphere. The earlier nova, V462 Lupi, is visible from most of Earth. John Seach and Andrew Pierce discovered the second nova on June 25th. At discovery, it was shining at magnitude plus 5.7. That's faint, but it's within the limit for viewing with the unaided eye. Recent observations indicate it is currently shining even more brightly than at its discovery at a magnitude of plus 5.5. Previously, V462 Lupi burst into view on June 12th. That first nova is currently shining around plus 5.9 magnitude, barely within the limit for viewing with the unaided eye. Still, from a dark sky location, it might be possible to glimpse both V462 Lupi and V572 Velorum from Earth's southern hemisphere. It's a rare treat to witness a single nova, but the occurrence of 2 novas simultaneously is super rare. Seeing 2 nova at once? Astronomer Stephen James O'Meara, who lives in Africa and who has observed both nova, told Earth Sky, "I am still looking at databases to see if this happened before, but the first instance I have found occurred approximately 7 years ago in 2018. 8A VSO light curves show that FM Circini, or Nova Circinus 2018, reached a peak brightness of magnitude 5.8 on March 22nd, 2018, and on that same day, Nova V906 Carinae peaked at around magnitude 5.9. So the 2 nova shared a similar unaided eye magnitude, albeit briefly. Once again, these were southern hemisphere nova, so these are rare events. How a nova occurs. A nova always involves 2 closely orbiting stars. One is a tiny, dense white dwarf about the size of the Earth, and the companion star may be similar in mass to our Sun. The white dwarf's powerful gravity siphons material, mostly hydrogen, away from its companion over thousands of years. The hot gas forms a disk around the dwarf, which funnels the material down to the star's surface. In time, the pilfered gas is compacted and heated until it ignites in a massive thermonuclear blast 1,000,000 times brighter than the light of both stars combined. To our eyes, the explosion looks like a brand new star in the night sky. Previously, the pair was there for a long time, but too faint to call attention to itself. Good news, the dwarf typically survives the blast and begins anew to gather more hydrogen for the next eruption. When you know it's behind that single pinpoint of light, it's a marvel. Bottom line, a new star or nova was discovered in Vela on June 25th, 2025. It's bright enough to see with the eye, so you can see 2 nova at once if you are in the southern hemisphere. And that's it for the bulletins for this evening. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see. Now's the time for the rocket report. I'm going to take a quick break here and get a drink of water. Then I'll get into the rocket report for this evening. Okay, we got a fair amount of activity last week and a fair amount coming up for next week as well. This rocket report from the Rocket Man Ed, W6RDZ's rocket report for oh, that's not right, for what is today? July 1st. There we go, gotta correct that. I always like to do. This period covers June 24th through through July 8th. There were 9 launches last week: 5 SpaceX, 2 Rocket Lab, 1 Japan, JAXA, 1 Blue Origin. Thanks, Dave. I got it. No worries. After 3 weeks of delay, Wednesday, June 25th at 0031 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX, NASA, and Axiom successfully launched the crewed Axiom Mission 4, or AX-4, on a Falcon 9 from Kennedy Space Center, Florida. Originally scheduled for a June 10th liftoff, the launch was postponed to July 25th due to weather and technical delays. The 4 private astronauts headed to the ISS for a 2-week stay. They named their new Dragon spacecraft Grace. Axiom 4 is Axiom Space's 4th crew mission rotation to the ISS aboard a SpaceX Crew Dragon. The crew is composed of Commander Peggy Whitson, former NASA astronaut, Subhanshu Shukla of India, Slomos Uznansky of Poland, and Tibor Kapu of Hungary. This will be India and Poland's first crewed trip to the ISS. Docking to the ISS was on 6/26 at 5:0500 Mountain Daylight Time. Undocking and splashdown is expected sometime around 7:10 at 1200 p.m. Booster B1094 made a picture-perfect landing at Landing Zone 1. Also, Wednesday, June 25th, SpaceX launched Starlink 10-16 on a Falcon 9 from Cape Canaveral Space Force Base, Florida. 27 Starlink internet satellites joined the constellation in Leo. It was booster B1080's 20th flight. Thursday, June 26th at 11:28 Mountain Daylight Time, Rocket Lab successfully launched the Get the Hawk Outta Here Hawkeye 360 cluster mission on an Electron Curie rocket from the Mahia Peninsula, New Zealand. Hawkeye is a radio frequency spatial analysis provider. The Electron put 3 of the 8U CubeSat form factor Kestrel 0-0A payloads into Leo. Friday, June 27th at 22:26 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX successfully launched the Starlink 10-34 mission on a Falcon 9 from Cape Canaveral Space Force Base, California. No, not in California. Cape Canaveral is in Florida. All right, 27 Starlink V2 minis joined the constellation in Leo. It was booster B1092's 5th launch. The liftoff took place 2 days, 8 hours, and 31 minutes after Starlink Group 810-16 from the same launch pad, setting a new record pad turnaround for SLC-40. It was the 80th Falcon 9 mission of 2025. Saturday, June 28th at 0108 Mountain Daylight Time, Rocket Lab launched the Symphony in the Stars mission on an Electron Curie rocket from Mahia Peninsula, New Zealand. This is the first of 2 dedicated missions on Electron to deploy a spacecraft to a 650-kilometer circular sun-synchronous orbit for a confidential commercial customer. A possible identity is the EchoStar Lyra Block 1 S-band Internet of Things communications satellite, of which 4 are planned. This was the second Electron to launch in 2 days. The swan song of Japan's venerable H-2 rocket, Saturday, June 28th at 10:33 Mountain Daylight Time. Japan's JAXA successfully launched the GOSAT GW mission on an H-2A rocket from Tanegashima, Japan at 10:33 Mountain Daylight Time. The launch of the H-2 booster was postponed due to weather the prior week. This was the final launch of the H-2 booster series. All future launches will be on the new flight-proven H-3 rocket, GOSAT GW, or Greenhouse Gas Observing Satellite. Will be observing greenhouse gases and the water cycle. Is the JAXA's next generation satellite to, let's see, there's some oh, here we go. Greenhouse gas observing satellite, greenhouse gases and water cycle is JAXA's next generation satellite to monitor greenhouse gases. What else? After a weather scrub last week on Sunday, June 29th at 08:39, Blue Origin successfully launched a New Shepard rocket on a suborbital hop from Corn Ranch, Texas on its 13th manned flight with 6 space tourists riding. It was BO's 6th mission of 2025. About 2 hours ago, Tuesday, July 1st at 15:04, SpaceX launched the MTG-S1 Sentinel for a mission on a Falcon 9 from Kennedy Space Center, Florida, into a geostationary transfer orbit. MTG, or Meteosat 3rd generation, is a follow-up system to the Meteosat series of geostationary imaging and sounding satellites. It was SpaceX's 500th Falcon 9 mission and SpaceX's 82nd mission of 2025. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net, continuing upcoming launches and events next week. Just 5 launches on the docket as of our press deadline. In about 3 hours at 23:29 Mountain Daylight Time, Tuesday, July 1st, SpaceX plans to launch Starlink Group 10-25 on a Falcon 9 from Cape Canaveral, Florida. First test flight 1 of the Ares Gilmore rocket from the Bowen Orbital Spaceport in Australia is scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, July 2nd at 15:30 Mountain Daylight Time. Gilmore Space Technologies is an Australian company founded in 2013. And this is the maiden flight of the Ares rocket, a small satellite launch vehicle. This will be the second try. Back in mid-May, the vehicle was poised to become the first orbital launch from Australian soil of a sovereign-built vehicle. They had to stand down from that attempt when an unexpected issue triggered the payload-faring deployment on the ground overnight. China just scheduled a Long March 3B launch for Thursday morning, July 3rd at 03:35 from the Xichang Launch Center, China. No word on the payload. Roscosmos is on the docket to launch the Progress MS-31 ISS resupply mission Thursday, July 3rd at 13:32 Mountain Daylight Time on a Soyuz 2.1A rocket from the Baikonur Cosmodrome, Kazakhstan. NASA will live stream both the launch and docking. The Progress MS-29 cargo resupply vehicle docked at the ISS and departed today at 15:40. The Progress MS-31 cargo resupply vehicle is scheduled to dock to the ISS Saturday, July 5th at 15:27. SpaceX just scheduled to launch Starlink Group 8-28 on Monday, July 7th at 23:48 from Cape Canaveral, Florida. And that's it for tonight's Rocket Report. Rocket Man Ed wishes you a good night and nominal flight. Now back to me, Burness, KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. That's it for the Rocket Report for this evening. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I'll go ahead and pause here for more check-ins before we go down the list. We've got Mark, KC8FQV. Thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Good evening, Ron.
Oh, was that you, Jack? I got a good evening, Burness, but that was about it.
Yeah, Bernard, good evening. Checking in. Kilo Echo Zero Victor Hotel, KE0VH. We'll try to stay through the check-in speed portion, but wanted to drop in and let you know I was around a little bit tonight. KE0VH.
All right, Jack, we got you on the list. Right now, it's a short list. KE0VH, thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Foxtrot 0, Lima Papa Romeo. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Lima Papa Romeo.
Okay, good evening to you, Ron, KF0LPR. Thanks for checking in tonight. All right, now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. First on the list tonight is Ken in Nevada, NV7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
thank you, Burners. NV7SS here in Indian Springs, Savannah. Where I tell you the temperature is still 91 degrees outside, Burners. It's pretty hot. But it's still a while before it gets dark. But anyway, yeah, I was looking at the moon last night, that nice pretty crescent up there. And I tell you, if you were at where Neil Armstrong landed on the moon at Tranquility Base, you'd be right at Green Line, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think right there where it divides the dark and the light right there, I think is right where Neil Armstrong landed Apollo 11. I don't know. I might be wrong. I'm just thinking that's not where it's at. Anyway, you take care, and let me know if I'm wrong. I don't know. I might be. NV7SS, back to you, Berners.
No, I can't argue with you there. I can't. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but if that's where it is, that's where it is. But yeah, definitely interesting to look at the moon during these early phases, right along the terminator there for sure. Put a pair of binoculars or a telescope right along that dark light line, and you can see some mountains that you would expect to be in the shadow, lit up, and some of the craters that are you'd expect to be lit up in shadow right along that terminator. Definitely, you can actually see some depth. Yeah, it's almost like looking 3D along that line, especially close up. So get those scopes out, take a look at the terminator. We've got a first quarter coming up tomorrow, so that's another good time to take a look. All right, Ken, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Got a couple other check-ins that I'll recognize over on YouTube. Mike KO5AOK, thanks for checking in tonight, and Brian KC8HPS, thanks for checking in tonight as well via YouTube. And Graham, I see you're on YouTube as well. So got a few people out there watching tonight, so thanks for that. They're showing up over there. So I look at several different places. I need more screens. But yeah, I've got 2 screens up. Maybe I could use a third, but who knows? But where to put it? Where to put it? Always a challenge. All right. Let's see. Rip Chad to check out K3XO from West Virginia. So we'll go to Terry. Had checked in and out earlier up in Canada, VE3ASE. So we'll skip right down to Roy. KI7PKL. Good evening to Roy up in Oregon. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, well, good evening, Bruce, and everybody on the net. And we've been having some pretty nice observing weather here the last several days. I've still been having all these frustrating software issues. Had the telescope out 3 nights and it never moved an inch because of other issues. Anyway, I finally just brought everything in this afternoon. Now I think I maybe actually have it working, so might be taking it back out again tonight. Wish me luck. KI7PKL.
All right, good. All right, Roy, good luck to you. Yeah, I know the weather and it can be squirrely, and along with equipment and all that kind of good stuff as well. So definitely appreciate you being there and you going through going through what you go through to get some fascinating images. Those of you who are interested, definitely take a look at Roy's QRZ web page. His call sign Kilo India 7 Papa Kilo Lima. It's got some great images there. So avail yourself of that and take a look. And thank him for posting those images for sure. That's great stuff. Next on the list, Graham, we'll see if you're on the air. I know you're over on, no, he said good night. So, okay, Graham, it's late over there in Scotland, after 3 a.m. So, Graham, if you're still there, appreciate you checking in. It's late for there. So we'll skip down to Chad down in Texas, KJ5FOX. Good evening to Chad. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Dave up in Evergreen, AF0AS. Good evening to you, Dave. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Not too much for the net tonight. Other than keep your eyes on Starbase. The SpaceX team of MacGyver experts are hard at work trying to figure out a unusual way to get a Starship to do a static fire. It looks like they are going to put a ship transport stand on top of the Pad A launch mount and put a ship on the stand and then clamp the stand to the booster holder and ship that way, and it looks like it might be happening soon. Other than that, SpaceX is roaring through. Construction's moving madly everywhere. The weather down there has been pretty terrible. It's been lightning storms and heavy rain. It's been wet. But other than that, it's been a good day in space. Lots of flights this week. As you noted in the rocket report, Rocket Lab got 2 launches off in 2 days from their 2 pads in New Zealand, setting a new record for them. Congratulations to Rocket Lab. And with that, that's it. Thank you, Meredith. KF0AS.
All right, Dave, thanks for those updates. Yeah, definitely sounds interesting what they're going to do there. That'll be an interesting sight to see for sure. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Patrick up in Wisconsin. NT9A. Good evening to you, Patrick. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Vernon. Good to hear your voice. I don't have much in the way of sightings or anything. I've been able to actually gaze at the moon the last few nights, and it's been very beautiful. I always enjoy doing that. But as far as getting out to purposefully view stars late at night, kind of not been happening. Been too busy during the day, especially the field day this last weekend. That was a lot of fun. Pardon me. But I did say that my question last time about
Patrick. This is thunderstorm season for sure across the states. And yeah, lightning does carry across the band sometimes. You get those pops and crashes and all that kind of noise. Spread out across the whole entire spectrum sometimes, for sure. So, yeah, no doubt. You're probably hearing those lightning crashes for sure there, Patrick. But yeah, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Alan in Littleton, AE0ZE. Good evening to you, Alan. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Ed, somewhere out there mobile tonight. W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, Ed's out there saving lives. All right, next on the list is Johnny down in Texas, KG5TNF. Good evening to you, Johnny. What you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Mark up in Ohio, KC8FQV. Good evening to you, Mark. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Jack, KE0VH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, Bruce, good evening. Here in the just a little while this evening, I have been literally driving hundreds and hundreds of miles just about every day for the past few weeks as we're in the middle of a big work project. And astronomically to talk about, haven't been able to actually do any flight streaming, live streaming on YouTube. That is scheduling and everything permits, but every evening I'm pretty exhausted when I get home. But good to hear everybody on the net tonight. And Bert, it's good to hear you're running and see you on your YouTube channel here. I did drop a like for you on that just a little while ago. So with that, back to you, Bert. It's great to hear you. And Captain Jack will be eventually here. This is KE0VH. Good evening, everyone.
All right, Jack. Yeah, I know you've been busy. Yeah, I kind of missed your flight sims. But with my downtime as well, I haven't been able to do much of sitting at the computer has been kind of rough. But I'm definitely on the mend. But Yeah, hopefully we'll hear you back on the flight sims. Yours are a little more exciting than mine. You just see me here talking. I might have a few pictures up there, but that's what amateur radio is about. Listening to people talk. There you go. Oh, and talking back. All right, Jack, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Ron out in Hayden, Colorado. KF0LPR. Good evening to you, Ron. What have you got for the net tonight?
Everybody. Yeah, I've been pretty busy lately and haven't got on to listen to the net. But 2 nights ago, I saw a pretty long meteor tail. That's about the only thing I've really seen that's exciting in the sky. The stars just themselves. You guys take care and glad to talk to you. Keep up the good. KF0LPR.
All right, Ron. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Thanks for sharing your meteor observation there. I do have on my website meteor sightings. If it was a nice big one, fireball or a bolide or a nice long meteor, you may want to post that, or at least see who may have posted or seen it in and around your area as well. That's the American Meteor Society's webpage. That is www.amsmeteors.org. And look for a particular date and time of that, and then you can maybe even post your own sighting. If you do post your own sighting with the information, let me know, because I have a whole list of those of us who have seen made some of those sightings over the years, and I post that on my newsletter and the webpage. So check that out. If you got that, Ron, let me know for sure.
That's right. Again, please, Brennan. Thank you, KF0LPR.
That's www.amsmeteors.org. That's Alpha Mike Sierra. Uh, uh, that's the American Meteor Society. The www.amsmeteors, all one word, .org. Okay, we got several check-ins via YouTube. John, we got you on the list, and Zero MES. Thanks for checking in tonight. We got Michael, KO5AOK up in Oklahoma. Are you with us tonight online? Go ahead. We got Brian in Aurora, Colorado, KC8HPS. Good evening to you, Brian. Saw you checked in over on YouTube. Are you on the air tonight? Go ahead. And John, N0MES, good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? I saw you check in via via YouTube as well. Are you on the air tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, evening, Bernard. Evening, everybody. Just a late check-in. I was touring tonight. Had to help a buddy move. But nothing to pass. Just looking forward to a good 4th of July weekend. See any meteors out there? Might be me launching fireworks. But that's all I got. I hope you all have a meaningful 4th. And N0, Mike Echo Sierra out. Yep.
All right, John, thanks for checking in tonight and checking in via YouTube there too as well. So try to keep an eye on that. So thanks for that. All right, we've got plenty of time, but who knows? I may close it a little bit early. But right now we are at the bottom of the list. I got some time left, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the net for anybody else. Questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. If you are a late check-in, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. It sounds like we got someone with an open mic. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Romeo Foxtrot, checking in.
Okay, good evening to you, Patrick. KF0FRF, thanks for checking in tonight. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
No traffic for the net tonight, just checking in, late check-in, just turn on the radio, have some family in town, thought I'd turn on the radio, and I know it's late, but yeah, just checking in, thought I'd do that, but yeah, no traffic.
All right, Patrick, no worries. I do appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. Appreciate your comments as well. No worries there. Not too late. It's actually kind of early for the end of the net, but do appreciate it for sure. Anyone else? Questions, comments, late check-ins? Please call KI0AR now. All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net a little early this evening. I'd like to thank the 18 check-ins for checking in tonight. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu Wednesdays. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater systems. Also like to thank the SkyHub Link group for the use of all of their systems as well, or repeaters and Echo Links and All-Star nodes and internet and all kinds of links that they got. So I do appreciate that. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear. KE0VH, KE0VH, this is KI0AR, KI0AR calling.